Yay! I am at Goodwill. It's been a minute since I went thrifting because, as I've talked about on this channel, I had a family emergency, had to go to Kansas. I was away from my business, away from reselling for a little bit, but now I'm back. Feels great, and this is my first venture into a thrift store to go sourcing to find things to sell on Poshmark and eBay. So that is what we're doing today. This is the biggest thrift store here in Portland, Oregon, so hopefully we find some really good stuff. I am thinking about spring already, of course. It is February, mid-February. Actually today, the day I'm filming, is Valentine's Day, so I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day. And so I am planning on beelining it for the dresses. When I think of spring and summer, the category that sells best for me is dresses. So I'll do that first, and then maybe I'll go through the jeans, maybe I'll go through the jackets, and then maybe the shoes. And then I might actually, if I have time, look at swimsuits and athletic wear. So, all right, let's head inside. I'm so excited. I checked out the wedding dresses section, actually spent a good amount of time there going through everything, and then decided not to pick anything up because I think a lot of the dresses were samples and they were priced from $20 to $100. So I just decided to pass, but I do like getting wedding dresses at Goodwill when I can. This was my first find of the day. It's an Eileen Fisher pocket front dress. It's in a great size, petite large. It costs $9.99. I projected to sell for $25 because it actually does have flaws. It had some pilling on the armpits and chest, which would give me a profit of about $10. If I had noticed the flaws ahead of time, I probably would have passed, but it's fine. I think it should still sell. As y'all know, I love picking up Athleta, so I was excited to see this maxi dress. However, they had a price it a little bit too high at $14.99, so I did pass, but that's something I would definitely pick up at the bins, or something that I'd pick up if it was priced a little bit lower. However, another bread and butter brand I picked up a lot of this trip was Lulus. I love selling Lulus, and this is a great formal wear piece. Red was half off, so $7.99. Half off was about $4. Such a great deal on this dress. So my cost of goods was $3.99. After checking comps, I project this to sell for about $35, which would give me a projected profit of $24, which is great. This is a formal wear brand that I've been selling a lot more of recently. It's Birdie Gray. I picked it up twice recently at the bins, and it both times sold really well. I wanted to pick this up because it was $9.99 half off. However, it had some staining there on the front that you can see pretty obviously, so I did put it back. One thing I did a lot this trip, and I do, or at least I try to do every trip, is look up new brands that I came across. So this was Nora Cora, I believe. It really wasn't anything. but I think it is really important to force yourself to pull out your phone and look up new brands that you stumble upon. Okay, here was my next find, a really good one. It's Eliza J printed maxi dress. This is exactly the type of Eliza J piece I love to find. It cost $12.99. Based off of checking comps, I think it will sell for about $65, which would give me a projected profit of $39, which is really, really great. It's a size 8, which I also love, and it's in excellent condition. My next find is actually from a brand that my sister, who lives in Spain, told me about. It's Vila, V-I-L-A. I think it's commonly sold in Europe, but ASOS or ASOS, how do you pronounce? I just call it ASOS, sells Vila, so it is also sold in the States. I love this jumpsuit. It's so cute. Had a cost of goods of $12.99. Based off comps, I think it will sell for about $40, which would give me a gross profit of about $19. And I just love this jumpsuit. It's definitely retro, definitely vintage inspired, 70s inspired. It's got the zipper front, it's got the patch pocket details, the pointed collar, everything. So I was really happy about that. And then I also found this new tag J. Jill black dress. I should have checked comps on this because it's actually pretty saturated. My cost of goods is going to be $9.99. I still think it should sell for about $30, which would give me a gross profit of $14. So definitely not bad, but I don't know how quickly it will sell, so we'll see. But J. Jill is a brand that I've been picking up more and more. Oftentimes they look like just plain black pieces, so nothing exciting, but they sell consistently and pretty well. Okay, here was my second Lulus piece. This is a beaded gown. It was half off also, so I got it for $4.99, and I think it should sell for about $45, which would give me a gross profit of about $31, which is great. I love formal wear by Lulus, so yeah, I would pick this up all day long, and it was in excellent condition, so happy to find that. And then I came across another brand I love selling, which is Peruvian Connection. This was a printed maxi dress. It was a size small, which is not my favorite size by this brand, but it's fine. I still pick it up for $12.99, and I think it should sell for about $45 based off comps, which would give me a projected profit of $23. This is such a perfect piece heading into the spring, and it's a great solid brand that sells very consistently. So I was definitely happy with that pickup, and it was the last thing that I got from the maxi dresses section. And then I headed on and spent a little bit of time in the shorter or mini dress section. In general, mini dresses are going to have a lower average sales price than maxi dresses. That's why if your Goodwill does separate them like mine does, I think it's a better idea to spend most of your time in the maxi dresses section, and then if you have extra time, head on to the mini dresses section. I almost picked this up. This is an Anthropologie new with tag Lilka. It's either a mini dress or a robe. It retailed for $78, and they wanted $9.99 for it, so that's not bad, but it was just such an old piece that I did put it back in my cart. This is another brand that I didn't know about that I just put on my cart to look up, and then I did end up putting it back. But like I said earlier, I am always checking brands that I'm not familiar with because that's the best way to learn. My first piece in this section that I found was this Billabong romper. I do wish I checked comps on this. This is something that I definitely would have picked up at the bins, but it's also very saturated. So I spent $7.99 on it. I think it will sell for $20 if I'm lucky, which would give me a projected profit of $8, but it is pretty saturated. Like I said, typically I love selling Billabong, especially things like their maxi dresses, but apparently this style just isn't flying off the shelves. However, my next find I think is a much better piece that should perform really well. It was half off like I'm showing here, and it was my third Lulus piece from this trip. It's this wrap dress that is perfect for spring, and it was half off at $3.99. Based off of comps, I think it will sell for $28, which would give me a projected profit of $18.41. So you may have noticed that I keep saying I should have checked comps, and that's because on this trip I had decided to put everything in my cart and then check comps at the end. However, I was abruptly interrupted by a phone call saying, hey, you need to come home to feed Billy. She's not taking the bottle, which happens sometimes. So I didn't end up checking comps. Luckily, my Goodwill does accept returns, but I decided to just go ahead and list everything. I didn't think anything was in poor enough condition or comps looked bad enough that I couldn't make some money. Okay, this is another thing I probably should not have picked up, and if I did have time to check comps, I would have put these back, but they're in excellent condition, so it's hard to pass. These Everlane ankle jeans cost $14.99, which is just too high based on the projected sales price of $30 that comps told me it would sell for, which would give me a projected profit of about $9. So I should have put those back, but oh well, I'll make a little money on them. Certain Everlane styles will still sell for $40 to $80, but that is just not one of them. Okay, and then I came across a pair of Mother jeans. These are a little bit older of a style, but I decided to still pick them up. They have a cost of goods of $19.99. I believe, based off my experience with Mother, that they'll sell for about $60, which would give me a projected profit of about $28. I love picking up Mother jeans. I buy them a lot of times through online arbitrage, and they're just one of my best-selling brands. So I tend to pick them up when I come across them at Goodwill, even when they're marked up to, $19.99 or $24.99. That is a little bit of an older style, but I find that even older styles of Mother jeans sell pretty well. They just won't sell for as much as a newer style would. So you're seeing me come across Madewell, Frame, which are brands I love selling, but Goodwill just had them marked up too high. Okay, here is another pickup. This is a new with tag Judy blue jeans. These are really nice. Cost a good $12.99. I think they should sell for about $40, which would give me a projected profit of $19. I still haven't listed the Judy blue jeans that I picked up in my last thrift with me. I haven't listed any of that stuff actually. It just kind of got lost in the fold, but I will be listing it next week. Okay, here is the next pair of jeans that I picked up. I don't think I've ever picked up We Wore What jeans, but these cost $10. I didn't check comps. I don't know if I would have picked this up if I did, but I think it will sell for about $30, which would give me a projected profit of $14. We Wore What is the brand by influencer Danielle Bernstein. There's a lot of controversy around her, and even within the reselling world. I'm not going to get into that, but some of the swimwear by We Wore What I find still does pretty well. We'll see how these jeans do. Don't confuse it for Who What Wear, which is actually another fashion blog that has a line at Target, and I would rarely recommend that you pick up Who What Wear, but I started watching the videos on Who What Wear back when I was in high school, so that was a while ago, and it's cool that they have succeeded and done as well as they have. It's just a really good fashion blog to follow as well. This was a pair of Rag & Bone jeans I considered picking up, but I then decided to pass. However, I came across this pair of Joe's jeans, and Joe's is a brand that I have been having pretty good luck with lately, so I decided to pick them up. They're a pair of high-rise The Charlie jean with a cost of goods of $12.99. I think they should sell for about $38, which would give me a projected profit of $17.41, so not too bad. And they're just so easy to list that I love picking up denim, and I love picking up jeans. They're easy to measure, easy to list, easy to photograph, easy to inventory. It's my favorite category to sell. But that was actually my last pair of denim that I did pick up after going through the jeans section. I headed on to the shoe section. The shoe section in this Goodwill is actually pretty big, so I felt good about finding at least one pair of shoes to sell. If you recollect my last Goodwill trip that I did a thrift with me on, I'll link it up on the screen. I mentioned it earlier. I found Rothy's, so that was such a great shoe find because sometimes I just don't have luck in the shoe section at Goodwill or at the bins, or I just don't really spend a lot of time in the shoe section, and I didn't actually end up spending too much time in the shoe section this time around because I got that phone call while in the shoe section. But I did try my best to find a pair of shoes to pick up. I looked at these, they're Kate Spade, but the wrinkling on the leather just made them in too poor of a condition to pick up. I really wanted to get these. These are Melissa platform sandals, but they were just priced too high for me to even want to check comps. They were priced at $12.99, so I passed. Those are cute, but they're Target. We see a lot of Target at our Goodwill. These are cute Urban Outfitters, but I think they were just, again, priced a little too high for me to pick up. I definitely picked those up at the bins though. But yeah, unfortunately I didn't find a pair of shoes to pick up, so hopefully next time. Alright, well, I got called to go home because Billy needs to eat, but I was able to do some damage in the small amount of time I had. I spent $155.86, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pieces, so that's great. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Alright, I'm in a hurry, gotta go, but I had lots of fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, love y'all.